Today I'm trying out some modded Civ 5 single player, specifically this World War II map pack. Credit to Lego Link 11 for making this awesome mod with a bunch of different scenarios we can try out, which I probably just want to go in order of whatever comes first, and then we'll move on from there. Which I see this one, which is Stalingrad. That's the first one I saw on the list, and we're going to do that on the hardest difficulty, and we're just going to go Germany. It looks like we can change the difficulty without messing up the scenario. So we'll do that to give the AI a little bonus. Let's hope this will be a good challenge. I'm quite experienced with combat. Here we go. We got our armies, tank armies and infantry. And it seems that the Soviets have a lot more industry than me. And just wondering, let's look at the details. We have the 6th Army, famously encircled in real history. Nothing special. I didn't notice any end to our turns, so there probably is no turn limit, so we can just survive as long as we can, or even win the entire war. I think trade is going to benefit us a lot, so maybe I'm going to go for a granary for more food, and then try and go for like aqueducts and everything related to growth, just so that we can work more tiles, get more money, get out of the negative. I think we'll stick with just getting granaries, getting that growth up. And I'm also thinking we should start on the defensive. Maybe we just make a strong front line and link up all of our armies and just protect our cities, because I don't know how big of an army they have. Just looking at the demographics here, I don't know how many soldiers I have until the next turn. And luckily, there's no difference between grassland and tundra for defense, so I'm going to try and hold as much land as possible. Here's kind of what I want to do across the front line is create these kind of very, very flat front lines to minimize the enemy from attacking each one of my units too much. And I don't know what kind of bonuses they have. If they have like terrain bonuses in their land, then I'm going to stay like one tile away. And also going too aggressive could really screw me. Maybe spreading out isn't a good thing, but hey, you gotta be safe. Tanks are fast. They could puncture my lines and disorganize my formations. And we have a great air force, although not good oil. So we're just going to fortify our bombers, put all of our fighters on intercept. We got 2 fighters, 4 bombers, not bad. Let's sleep all of these units, and let's stay near our cities because of our air force was pretty strong. Let's head into the next turn after a couple more things here. Maybe we put one in their capital. What's their biggest city? Probably the nail factory. Probably the nail factory. Let's put a spy in there to see what they're doing in the nail factory. All right, the first few units are appearing, and we already can start building things like farms. So let's immediately start doing that. And maybe if we link up our cities, we can get more gold from trade routes, which requires a lot more workers. I'm gonna buy 2 sets of workers now. Let me start on that railroad here. Of course, we have to go autocracy. Only that has the kind of XP buffs and defenses and offense stats that we would want, just to make sure our bomber range is pretty alright. I think the first thing to do here is to air sweep, which there's no resistance. Luckily, we can just start bombing. No interception. Perfect. Alright, we did not get intercepted. I want to put a couple more tanks in the center just so that we can reinforce any surprise attacks. Let's check those demographics, and we do have the most soldiers. Look at that. Although I'm a little afraid all their cities immediately went to 2 population. And clearly, from what I've been doing, their air force is non-existent. Here we go. The first attack is with bombers, although my fighter hasn't intercepted, unfortunately, so peculiar. Let me go on a quick little offensive here. We're going to do the same with this unit, where we're going to completely surround it to get the most flanking bonus possible. As you see, now it's 50%. Barely took any damage at all. Next turn arises. We are intercepting a bomber already. Let's see how well that goes. All right. Here we go. We did 65 damage to that one. although we don't have enough fighters to block all of the bombing. And they shouldn't be able to see my units when I'm in my territory. As you notice, I only have vision on the first tile past my borders. So if I stand right before that, then there's no way they can really see my army whatsoever. And since we're one turn away, I'm going to buy an aqueduct. Now that we're one turn away from this city, we're going to aqueduct. Here we're one turn away, we're going to buy another aqueduct. And one here too. Accidentally built a couple railroads, as you saw here a little early. We're kind of running out of gold, but I'm sure my growth is going to offset that. We'll wait until they're crazy offensive. It seems that they already have artillery and are making a ton of units. Just to see from our espionage network, they are currently making a recycling center. That gives them aluminum, and then they're going to build rocket artillery. That's kind of scary. I don't know if I can handle that. I probably should have bought the workshop. That would have been worth it, but it's kind of too late now. I'll let the enemy do their thing. They're growing very fast. In a matter of like 10-20 turns, we're gonna have some very, very, very strong cities. Although I'm still worried about gold. We can only last another like 12 turns or so. Another thing I need to do is get more population, since our limit is past our capacity. So production's super slow because of that reason. Yeah, look at that modifier. We got Montgomery. Okay. That's fantastic, I guess. Fitting. Very fitting. We're spending way too much on railroads. We're gonna need to build markets and stuff immediately. I'm still going to focus on that food. We're running out of gold really fast. They made Broadway. Oh, I forgot. I guess you could make wonders. None of these wonders really do anything. We'll let them do whatever they want. We are outproducing them in almost every capacity except production. Although my production will come once I switch my focus from population growth all the way to just having unemployed workers, which gives me 1 production each here. So the first trade route only gives us 6 gold per turn, which isn't really worth it. So I'm not going to make another, even though we do get 25% here. It barely does anything. I want to delete my units, but that just wouldn't be smart, and I just really can't handle how much gold I'm losing and how much production I'm losing. I also notice it wants me to make a road. Maybe roads would be better because we can still get the trade route connection for the gold output, and we don't need the 25% production from the railroad because that's like twice as expensive. This city in the corner is going to be one of our largest cities, and those aqueducts are really boosting everything. Yeah, now we're losing 21 on top of it. That's really bad. We're gonna need that trade route maybe immediately. Let me see if I can delete any buildings. No, I probably shouldn't. These were just fresh cities. We need every building they have. Because once we go negative gold, it might disband some units that we have, which I do not want to happen. Yeah, see? We just lost a unit to having not enough money. This is what we want to avoid. Somehow I got 93 gold in our income. I have no idea how that just happened, but hey, I'll take it. Maybe it's because our field HQ is stronger. I don't know. Oh, I see they have rocket artillery. We might need to put our front line back a little bit more. We're just trying to develop, all focusing on development. Oh no. Well, I see an army approaching. It's been quite a few turns. Now we're on 832. I think we started at turn 800 or something. But now they got Ivan the Terrible. So we're going to try and bring my General Montgomery up here to match them. A little slow moving. We don't got any railroads between all of our cities yet. Wow. That is a strong army right there. They're going to punch right through. I feel like I don't got time. 12 turns per 1 artillery. Maybe we just go straight for windmill. What gives me production? This is another 2 production. Maybe if I make another caravan and then send it to one of my other cities and then trade production back into it, that would help. Oh, here they come. I still think we should hold strong with whatever happens. Maybe I'm gonna build a fort or 2. Let's bring our workers. Oh geez. I got 3 rocket artilleries. We're gonna have to attack and kill this rocket artillery here. Do these little tank swaps where we attack and then retreat. Let's bring this general up a little bit further. Attack, and then retreat, and then fill in the gap. I'm gonna bring him back in. Because this unit can only be attacked by 2 other rocket artilleries. Wow. Their army is getting bigger and bigger. I think they have a larger army than me. Yep, they definitely do. They haven't attacked. Okay, this is really scary how many units they have walking around my front line. I have like a 40% defensive bonus. That's probably why. When you fortify for 2 turns, it stacks 20% each turn, and they get really strong. And now I'm starting to fortify some of these tiles to be another 50% on top of 40%, and they're going to be really strong when I make this wall. They will never be able to break it. If anything, I'll bump up this fort line 1 more tile just so that I can, you know, have more space between the capital. Oh no, they're using their aluminum to build helicopters. Let me bring my general down here. Minor defeat. That's bad. We're just gonna kill it. We have to kill it and leave. There we go. More food for the HQ. We have 1 fort finally made. Wow. Now we're making a lot of money. Hold on. Is this all from... Yep, no, everything's connected. I think we can afford a railroad, but we're gonna have to build it quick. We are getting stronger and stronger by the day.